What's up YouTube, Johnny here from Seven Wonders, and today I'll be showing you my Battlin Boxer deck profile. Now with Battlin Boxers, they're not the most competitive deck in the world, but they actually are a really fun deck to play if you're just going casual and whatnot. But without further ado, let's just go and get right into it. So we are running 3 Battlin Boxer switch hitters. What he does is when he's normal summon, you could go and special summon 1 Battlin Boxer from your graveyard. So, but the thing is that you cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect except for Battlin Boxer monsters. So that's actually a really important factor with this card right here, because most people actually forget about that. But anyways, we're also running 3 Battlin Boxer headgears. What he does is when he's normal summon, you could go and send from your deck to grave 1 Battlin Boxer monster. So normally what they do is that they'd send a Glassjaw to grave. So, because Glassjaw's effect is when he's sent from to grave from a card effect, he ends up bringing back a Battlin Boxer from graveyard to hand. The thing is that this card is terrible to open with, in my opinion at least, unless you're just fueling the grave. And we are also running 3 Battlin Boxer Glassjaws. What he does is, well, actually, just explained it, but also when he's targeted for an attack, he ends up destroying himself, which ergo you can go and activate his effect. We're also running 3 Battlin Boxer Sparrers. What he does is when he's when you have a Battlin Boxer on field, you can special summon him from hand, but you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. But the thing is that you could go and attack and then special summon this guy afterwards, because he stays for the rest of the turn, which means if you special summon him main phase 2, you don't have a second battle phase. So this is actually a good card. Could go into quick rank 4s. We're also running 3 Battlin Boxer Shadows. Now this card isn't exactly the best card to draw into unless you already have like a Lead Yoke or some other Battlin Boxer monster on the field. But other than that, he's actually a pretty alright card. He's like the second most powerful card you got in here, which is 1800, which is quite nice, as opposed to Glassjaw's 2000 attack. But Glassjaw, you can't exactly wall behind. We're also running 2 Battlin Boxer Counterpunches. Now the reason why I'm running 2 Counterpunches is because Headgeared can actually send them to grave when you open with him, and also you could go and when you're going up a pendulum deck, because pendulum decks are actually a lot faster. So if they get out some big beefy monster, you could just go and use Counterpunch in grave or in hand. So he could actually act as what's that one? There's like some Blackwing card where you discard it and then they gain 1,000. Or that one Yosenju card as well. But yeah, he's basically something that you could go and surprise your opponent with if you're going up against a pendulum deck. Just so it could go and help you keep field presence and whatnot. We're also running 2 Veils. Now the reason why we're running Veils is because you could go, if they end up bouncing your monster with Ignis or something like a Lead Yoke or something, you could go and they attack directly, you could just special summon this guy. Because when you take damage, you could special summon him from hand, and then you could go and regain everything you lost. So it keeps you from being OTK'd, which is nice. We're also running 1 Rib Gardna. If you have, like, for those incidences, those situations where you have a Counterpunch in grave and then you only have 1 Battlin Boxer monster, like let's say you get Lead Yoke or something, you could just go and banish him if they target him with something, and then next turn he'll come back and you could just run him over, like Ignis or some other synchro monster or other monster in general. But other than that, this is the all the monsters we're running. So let's get right into the spells. We are running 3 Warrior Returning Lives. Now the reason why we're running 3 is because you can reload all your like Sparrers or switch hitters or headgears or whatever you need to go and regain the field you lost for the situations where you do. I know this card is terrible to go and open with, but what you can actually do is that you could go and if you open with Headgeared in this card, what you could do is that you can normal summon Headgeared, send Sparrer to grave, and then just go and activate Warrior Turning Live, bring back Sparrer, special Sparrer, and then Exceed. It's for those bad hands that you could go and get, which is possible. Every deck's prone to it. But yeah, this is a good card because since we lost Rhoda, you need to go and actually reload your hand as much as you can to go and keep going on with the game and everything. So I feel as though 3 is alright. If you don't like 3, you could always cut it down to 2 or 1, whichever your preference. We're also running 3 MSTs for those times where you go and get hit by vanities or skill drain or whatever else. So this deck is actually really prone to floodgates, so you definitely want to go and get rid of those as fast as you can, or if you just want to, you could just pop Pendulum Skills and go for game next turn, or whatever. We're also running 2 Battlin Boxer Spirits. This is basically just so you could go into those Exceed plays, just in case you're running out of hand advantage and you only have a level 4 in your hand, and you just need to go into a quick Exceed play. So those are these cards for those sort of times. We're also running 2 Dark Holes because this deck doesn't mind actually, destroying their monsters. Because you run Lead Yoke, he gets stronger the more you actually go and the more he gets destroyed and whatnot. And you also could go and actually combo this Nova Kaiser and Dark Hole. The way you do it is by Exceed summoning him with 2, and then you could go and use his effect to go for a 3rd, and then Dark Hole, and then just go for 3. And if you have a Spirits or something, you just activate that and go for 2 Exceed plays. So that's a cool combo that I actually thought of and whatnot. We're also running Book of Moon. We're running Chalice. Why we're running Chalice is just so you could go and negate Ignister or someone else's effect that actually, like Castell or something, that'll go and remove your monsters. Because this deck is very battle phase oriented, so you really want to go and stop those effects that'll remove your monsters since they don't have a lot of protection. Which is, I mean, if you want, you could run Lance. Lance might be better, but I actually don't have any Lances on me, so you can switch it out for a Lance or something if you wish. And we also run the last Rhoda. The one Rhoda we're allowed to run, which is terrible, but it's understandable why they do it. But, you know, what happened, so we actually have to go with it. So, yeah, that's all the spells. So, for traps, we were running 2 Jolt counters. For those times where they hit you with Storming Mirror Force or whatever else they got. So, yeah, because remember how I said this deck is battle phase oriented? So you really want to go and stop those times where they actually go and decide to activate effects. We're also running 2 Mirror Forces. Storming Mirror Force would be better, but, you know, it costs money to live. So, Mirror Force is cheaper. We're running 1 Punch in the Box because I actually like Punch in the Box. I don't know what it is about Punch in the Box, but I love this card. If you haven't seen my Fluffle deck profile, what it basically does is, let's say your opponent has 2 monsters on their side of the field. Let me actually clear this out for you. So let's say your opponent has 2 monsters on their side of the field, 2 or more. Basically what happens is that when one of them attacks, you could activate Punch in the Box, target the attacking monster, and send the other one to grave. What happens to the attacking monster is the one that was sent to grave, the attacking monster loses the one sent to grave's attack or defense, original attack or defense, whichever was higher, and basically it loses all that attack. Now, States sends to grave. So what happens is that it could go and, if your opponent has a Pendulum monster that they're not attacking with right now, you could send the Pendulum monster to grave, which means it does not go to extra deck, it'll go to grave, because it States sends to grave. And also, it says select another monster, which means it does not target the second monster. So yeah. So for those times that you have to deal with those type of monsters that can't be targeted or whatever. So yeah, 1 Punch in the Box, 1 Phoenix Wing, and 1 Compulse. So that wraps up the traps. So that actually wraps up the main deck as well. So for the extra deck, we are running 3 Lead Yoke. He is your beater of the deck. He is the one that you like to go into the most. He actually gets stronger the more he gets destroyed. We're also running 2 Nova Kaisers and 2 Cestus. I know nobody really runs this guy. They actually have never seen anyone else actually run this card. But the reason why is because Switch Header actually makes it to where you can only special summon Battlin Boxer monsters for the rest of the turn. And also, so does... Where is it? No, actually that doesn't. I lied. But yeah, he actually states that you can only go into Battlin Boxer monsters for the rest of the turn. And basically you run out of fuel for rank 4s quite often, so he's basically just there for those times where you're running out. Or if you just need to go for game, just deal battle damage to your opponent. And we're also running 1 Heroic Champion, 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 1 Cowboy, 1 Rebellion Dragon. Right? Rebellion? Yeah. and 1 Castel, 1 Abyss Dweller for those random BA matchups. Run 1 Rongominiad, I believe is how you pronounce it. Rongominiad, yeah, something like that. Because for the times where you actually have a field full of monsters and you could just destroy your opponent's field and just go and hit them for 3k. And we're also running 1 Gaga Gigo the Risen for those times. I actually had one more spot and I didn't know what else to put in there. I don't have a 101, so I was like, why not? I'll just add this guy. But yeah, that wraps up my Battlin Boxer deck profile. So in the comment section below, please tell me what you thought of the deck. I know this isn't the most competitive build in the world, but I did what I could with the deck. But yeah, anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, stay awesome, guys.